Hi, kitty cats. How's everybody tonight? Good, I hope. I don't know if you can see, but there is Mr. Chewy and Mr. Khan, both curled up on the bed waiting for me to come to bed. Um, Chewy's been weird since I got home from the hospital, but I think he is afraid of the wheelchair mostly. Because he runs when he sees me coming in it. But usually, if he's in the bed, he stays. He kind of toughs it out and actually lets me pet him for a change. So that was nice. At any rate, uh, it is Wednesday, and I did promise you a story time. And I am so sorry. It is like quarter to 11 o'clock at night. And I apologize for doing this so late, but it was Valentine's Day after all. And Tony got home about 6 o'clock, and we just sort of sat and talked for a while. And I ordered dinner to be delivered for his Valentine's Day dinner. And so we ordered a delivery service uh, in our area. I don't know if it's in your area, but in our area, it's Grubhub. Um, and what they do is you call them and or you order online actually, and you pick your restaurant, you pick your choices, you make the order, you send the order, you pay for the order, and you send the order, and you add your tip in with the order, and the restaurant makes it. Grubhub, a Grubhub driver gets a copy of the order. They go to the restaurant, they pick it up, they bring it to you. You don't have to sign for anything. Their tip's already included, so you don't have to pay for anything at the door. All you have to do is say, "Thank you very much. Have a great night." And voila, you have dinner. So Tony had a dinner salad. Both dinners came with salad. And so we both had a salad. And Tony had sausage Alfredo with fettuccine. And I had chicken parmesan with spaghetti and meat sauce. Um, and Tony had bruschetta for an appetizer, and I had coconut shrimp. Oh my gosh, guys, these shrimp were this big. Like, I mean, like this big. Um, Not this big, but that big. And they came with a sweet chili sauce, which was amazing. This is actually the first time we've ordered from this restaurant. They do have other things like, sandwiches and burgers and pizza and stuff like that, but um, they do have the dinners, which is really nice. Sometimes I just feel like a cheesesteak or a hamburger. Sometimes I just feel like having a dinner. If I'm hungry and I want food, I want food. Um, so that's what we had, and we had a nice quiet dinner together. Um, we watched a movie then together. Never saw this movie. It was called Side Effects. Um, I forget when it came out, 2013 maybe. Um, but it was a really good movie. I didn't think I was going to get really into it at first, um, but I did, and the whole premise of the movie is that um, woman and her husband. She is really chronically depressed, tries to commit suicide once. She goes to a psychiatrist um, for antidepressants, and he has, in the meantime, made a deal to represent a pharmaceutical company in a test study of a new drug, a new antidepressant. Um, he prescribes it for her, um, and one of the side effects is sleepwalking with no memory of that time period where you have, you know, sleepwalked, I guess, slept walked, I don't know, sleepwalked. Um, and there's a lot of twists and turns, but what happens is she is on this test drug. Um, Her husband comes home uh, from work. The table is set. She's in the kitchen chopping vegetables. He comes in to greet her, and she stabs him, um, killing him. There's a whole trial. She takes a plea bargain that she was not guilty for reasons of insanity. She goes to a state mental institution while her doctor is still treating her. Um, but it comes out that she was on this drug test. Um, so there are lots of twists and turns, and not to give away the end of the movie, because I'm getting dangerously close. If you guys want to check it out, um, it it ends with kind of a surprise, and again, it kind of twists and turns around, and you really gotta pay attention because it's kind of a mind screw. Um, at any rate, that was what we did. After the movie, he wanted to go up to his room and have a little, alone time to play his video game and watch his TV shows and whatnot. Um, so this is the first chance I've gotten to come in and talk to y'all. Um, but I'm so glad that I got to spend the evening with him because we don't get to do that very often anymore, and it's sad, and I miss it. So that's what we did, and I hope you guys had a really nice Valentine's Day. I'd be interested to hear how you guys spent your Valentine's Day with your special Valentine. Um, Down in the comments, I'd love to read it and see what you guys were up to. Um, but that was my Valentine's Day, and it was really nice, and I enjoyed it. Um, However, there is something that I do kind of want to talk to you guys about a little bit. I really didn't have a story to tell you guys tonight. I was trying to think of one, but when I purposely try to think of one, it goes right out of my head. Um, and I usually consult friends and family as to, you know, what were some of the stories that I've told to you guys over the years that you found humorous or funny, or um, and they usually, give me one. Well, what about the time that? Okay, that's a good one. Um, this one is not going to be funny or humorous or lighthearted. Um, and so, if you guys don't want to get too into what I'm about to talk about, that's okay. I understand. The subject really doesn't interest everybody, but watching that movie tonight put me in mind of my own um, illnesses, mental illnesses, and things that I deal with. Um, and it really, mental illness is still one of those things that um, people don't understand, and it still carries a stigma attached to it. Um, and so a lot of people are not willing to talk about their afflictions. Um, but I am, because I can talk to you guys, because you guys are my friends, and I know that you guys would never judge me. Um, and I know that a lot of folks do probably suffer with the same um, things that I'm going to talk about. Um, the one thing I'm going to talk about is agoraphobia, and a good friend of mine whose channel, YouTube channel, I found actually totally by mistake. I was looking for other YouTubers that did wish hauls prior to starting my channel. I just wanted to see how they did it and what they talked about and what their format was. Um, and I came across Bonnie from the Bonnie Life. And Bonnie is very, very open about um, the things that she suffers with. And listening to her talk the first time I watched one of her discussions on mental illness, um, I felt a kinship to her. I felt that she was talking about me too, because she suffers from a lot of the same things I suffer with. And agoraphobia is one of them. And agoraphobia is really a horrible, isolating um, affliction. You are, I mean, there are days that I absolutely cannot leave the house, which are most days. Um, I find it very hard sometimes to even cross the threshold onto the front porch to get my mail uh, because I'm outside and I'm not in the safety of my four walls, which is my safety zone. And anything can happen while I'm out there. You know, um, somebody could be hiding in the bushes and run up on me. Somebody could um, drive by and pow. Um, there could be a crazy dog. Uh, you know, a plane could fall on me. These are the horrible things that go through your head. Um, at least my head, and make it very difficult to go outside. Um, and Tony knows this, so I know it's one of the reasons why he made me get up every morning with him, get dressed, and go to Wawa. Because if I wanted my coffee and my yogurt and my banana, which I have every day for breakfast, then I had to go with him because he was not going to go fetch it and bring it back. That's not the way things work. So I had to get up and go, and he knew that, and he knew that I really wanted my iced coffee, especially, and so he made me go. Um, And not that it made it any less scary, especially when we got to Wawa and days that Wawa was busy. All those people. But I had to get out of the car and go in the store and get my own. And Tony was very smart in that way. And it's not that it became any less scary, it just became routine. Um, and I felt pretty safe in the knowledge that nothing was going to happen to me while I was at Wawa. And quite frankly, Tony was there with me. So if anything bad was going to happen, Tony was going to jump in and protect me, in theory. Um, so I was able to do that. Um, what's really difficult right now is that I have these visiting nurses that come in every day. And it would be fine if the home aides were the same every day. If the agency sent the same nurses every day, it would be fine. But they don't. Sometimes I see a nurse a couple, more than once. And for the most part, though, they're different all the time. And that's also a scary prospect because here is a complete stranger coming in, and I have to welcome them in to my sanctuary, to my safe zone, my four walls. And I don't know these people. And they're coming in, and not only are they coming into my sanctuary, my safe zone, but they're coming in and asking me questions. Okay? And personal questions. Do you have pain? How much is your pain? How are you feeling today? Um, can I take your blood pressure? Which means they have to touch me. Take your temperature. Have you pooped today? When was the last time you pooped? Oh, well, yeah, I'm really happy to discuss that with you. I don't even know you. And until I get to know you, to me, you're the big bad wolf coming to eat me up, you know? And in your brain, you know that they're just here to help you. They're just here to change the dressings and clean up your wounds. And, they have to ask you those questions for their records. But I can't rationalize it in my brain. I can't. And so there are times where I'm maybe not as pleasant to these people as I should be. Um, so that's one thing I have to deal with. The other thing comes in play with sometimes chronic depression, chronic, especially in the winter. I can't help it. I'm depressed. I am stuck in this house, granted, partly by my own device, but I'm stuck in this wheelchair. So not only am I stuck in the house, but I'm stuck in the wheelchair. And I can't do all the things that I used to do. I could keep myself busy with gathering up trash or doing dishes or cooking Tony dinner, um, dusting or whatever, picking up. But I can't even do that anymore. I have to have a home help aide come in to do my dishes and clean my cat box and change my sheets, you know, um, vacuum my living room carpet, um, sweep up my hardwood floors, which is totally embarrassing. Uh, you know, I think all the time, oh my God, what must this woman think of me that I live like this? That the rug in the living room hasn't been vacuumed in weeks. The cat hair is piled up in the corners so thick that I could make another cat. Dishes haven't been done in weeks. So it's embarrassing, which of course adds to my phobia of letting people in the house, and paranoia and anxiety. The nurse that was in today took my blood pressure and said to me, "What does your blood pressure normally run?" Well, I don't know. Why? Is it high? Well, yeah, it is. Okay, well, because you're a nurse, and only because you're a nurse, I will tell you. I have anxiety attacks, agoraphobia. To me, you're the big bad wolf. I don't know you. My pulse is high because my heart's racing. I'm breathing heavy because I have anxiety, because you're standing here in my living room and I don't know you. The quickest way for someone to make me calm down and feel more comfortable about them being in my home is to bring up the cats. Get me talking about my cats, and I forget that you're scary, and I love to talk about my cats. So that's what she did. She knew that. And, well, I mean, she didn't know, but she knew enough to get me to talk about something that I'm comfortable with talking about and that I love, and that calms me down. Um, of course, I got tense again when I had to roll into the bedroom, get into bed so that they could, or she could, um, change and dress my wounds. One of the wounds being in my groin, which always makes me thrilled that a perfect stranger is nose deep in my crotch. Um, and she took forever. She was here forever. She got here at 4 o'clock. She didn't leave until after Tony got home after 6. And all I wanted her to do was just finish and get out. Man, that was rough today. Uh, so that's a little bit um, about kind of what I go through on a daily basis, um, which is why I'm glad I have you guys. because I can come on, I can make a video. It's a nice distraction from my day. I know that I'm talking to friends, and so I'm very comfortable here on camera and posting. Um, it wasn't always that way though. I mean, it took me forever to make the first video, and then that first video I made 15 times, and just as I was ready to hit post to YouTube, I chickened out and just couldn't do it until I saw Bonnie. And I realized that, and you do realize that there are others, that you're not alone. Um, and some people, even though you think you have it bad, some people actually have it far worse than you. And thank goodness I'm not bipolar, or I'm not schizophrenic. And my heart goes out to my friends that are, and they have it much worse than I do. And so, not that I wish that they would be worse than I do, that I am, but there, but for the grace of God, go I, and go all of us. Go me, go you, go everyone. Because mental illness is tricky. And at one point during my hospitalization this last time, I was talking to you guys somewhat about you know my illnesses, and Tony was watching the videos, and he said to me one time, um, "What are all these new mental illnesses that you all of a sudden have that you never had before?" You know, and I thought, are you accusing me of making things up? For what? For attention? I don't want attention. I don't seek attention. I shy away from it. Um, and so that bothered me, because I thought, you're my husband and you're not believing me? Well, it wasn't that he wasn't believing me, he just didn't understand. And a lot of people don't understand. And it hurts when it's your family members or close friends that all of a sudden say, when did you acquire this? Well, if you don't understand mental illness and you don't understand how sometimes it works, then you don't understand that traumatic experiences can lead to new symptoms that may not have ever arose before. But the traumatic experiences trigger something. Well, I don't know how much more of a traumatic experience I personally could go through other than in 1 week losing my leg, having an artery bypass, losing half of my other foot, um, being stuck in a hospital, being stuck in rehab, being in constant pain. Pain. Pain that the pain medicine was not really helping. I mean, I had pain from the amputation, I had pain from the the artery bypass, I had pain from the second amputation, which all happened in the span of that Christmas week. Right before Christmas, then right after Christmas. That week, I had 3 procedures done. 3 very painful procedures. And somehow that triggered some symptoms that I hadn't really shown before. And that's even more scary when you're laying in a hospital bed or a bed in rehab. I mean, and not only did I have that traumatic experience from the surgeries, but I was away from my home. I was away from my safe zone, and my kids, my fur babies, and my husband for 2 months. 2 months. So, hello, here's some new crazy for you. Let's throw that in on the mix of everything else that you're going through. So it's been hard, guys. It's been real hard. I thank you guys so much for all your wonderful comments about how much better I look and how good I look. I appreciate that. And, for the most part, I'm feeling physically better. But sometimes, guys, it's real hard to be happy and be cheerful and, be that, hey, how you doing? And being that guy. Because I don't feel like that sometimes. Damn it. I mean, sometimes I feel like curling up in a ball and getting back in bed with my cat and getting under the covers and just staying there and hiding from everyone for the rest of my life. And then I give myself a good, swift kick in the ass, and I get up and I pull out my camera and I make a video and I talk to you guys and I do a wish haul or a fun story, and I feel a little better. I do. God help me though if I had to go outside after I made one of my videos, because you'd see Deep Dark Bob again real quick. When I have to do a doctor's appointment, and I know I have to do a doctor's appointment tomorrow, or, if today's Monday, I have to do a doctor's appointment on Wednesday, I start getting anxiety a couple days before, and I start to get a little panic attacks, and it's not even as easy right now as leaving the house, getting into Tony's car, and having him take me and be there with me. I have to call the ambulance and have medical transport come. And not only does medical transport have to come, but they have to send the assist, because they have to put me in a stair chair, carry me down the stairs, and then have me transfer back over to the wheelchair so that they can put me into the transport van. And all of that is going on outside of my house. And I look across and I can see my neighbors looking out the window, watching everything that's going on, while I'm trying to climb on a slide board across from a stair chair to my wheelchair. and get put in the ambulance. Oh, that's great fun. Let's watch the crazy gimpy old man from across the street get taken away in the ambulance. Probably taking him to the crazy farm. And maybe they are thinking that, but maybe they're not. And that's my phobia. Um, at any rate, guys, I'm going to let you go for tonight. I'm sorry if the story was a downer and depressing and um, not what you want to hear story time about. But if you stayed till the end, I thank you very much for listening. Um, if you also suffer from some of these things and you have no one to talk to, I'm here for you guys. You can always talk to me because I get it. I understand. And I'm with you. You're not alone in this fight. There's a lot of us out there. And the Bonnie Life is also a great resource. Um, she has her videos separated into categories, and one is called mental illness. And if you want to go over to the Bonnie channel, the Bonnie Life, and see what she has to say, please feel free to. I will leave a link to her channel in the description bar below. If you like Bonnie, and I don't know why you wouldn't love Bonnie if you've never been to her channel before, you will love her. Her channel is about the same as mine. We're very similar. She does wish hauls. She does some product reviews, and she does some vlogging. So you will enjoy Bonnie. She's very entertaining. She's very funny and precious, and you'll love her as much as I do. Like I said, Bonnie and I just clicked, um, and we became friends, and I treasure that friendship because I know I can go to her anytime I need to talk, and she'll be there, and she would be there for you guys too. Um, and so, if you're suffering, guys, and you would rather you feel more comfortable confiding in or talking to a female, a woman, by all means, she's there for you guys, and she will be there for you. Um, just tell her that Bob sent you over, Bob from Crafty Cat Designs. She knows me very well, and she will be more than happy to listen to you and talk with you. So, guys, I hope you have a great night. Thank you for sharing part of your Valentine's Day with me. Like I said earlier, you guys are my Valentines, and I appreciate you being here. And please hit the like button, um, and leave a comment, either about how you spent your Valentine's Day or about anything you want to talk about. I'm here for you guys. Um, I'll also leave my email down in the description. So if you didn't want to talk to me over comments, you can always send me a personal email, and I will try very hard to check more than I do. Um, because I really only check maybe once a day. But I'll try to check. I will try to check more often, and I will definitely answer you. So, guys, again, what can I say? I love you. Thank you so much for everything you bring to my life. I appreciate it more than you know. So, be happy, be healthy, be safe, don't get fleas, and I will talk to you real soon. Okay, guys? So take care.